Well, here you go, everyone. Josh the Collector Guy. As I always say, hope you had an awesome week yet again this week, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever you did this week, hope you're able to have a little bit of a hunt. Hope you found some awesome cars, everyone. Hope you had an awesome week. Well, these are my finds for this week, ladies and gentlemen. Not too much this week, but I'm sure I'll probably jabber on for 10 minutes or so. Got a very cool custom Cadillac Eldorado here off eBay. She came in the mail this week. She's got probably a little bit of a variation compared to the one I had in my collection previously. I'll share that with you pretty much at the end of the video, and I think there's a little bit of a difference between the paint as well, so I'll share that with you at the end of the vid. Got some pretty cool cars here from a little diecast collector shop I go to here in Australia. Got heaps and heaps of cars, Tomicas, Matchbox, Hot Wheels, you name it. They've pretty much got it all stored away in their little shop. Really cool to grab. Really nice NASCAR car here, driven by Kevin Harvick. Some Tomicas here, Matchbox and a Hot Wheel. So get to them a little bit later as well. Got a carded car here from the reject shop, which is a bit unusual finding this old of a Hot Wheel at the shop still, but I'll explain that in just in a sec. I'll just start off though with my sole flea market find for the week, the old Fandango. One of the old Roller-matics from Matchbox. Actually didn't know it was a Roller-matic either until I brought it home and rolled it around a bit. And the old little mechanism's still working, which is really good to see. Got it for a pretty good price. I probably have one already, maybe in a different colour variation, but very cool looking car. Sort of looks like a concept design Ferrari, Lamborghini, maybe Alfa Romeo would have made back in the day. Pretty cool little design as well, very aerodynamic. Really love the old Matchboxes with their little features like that. It's just so cool. Very nice little car as well. The old Dogfighter here. Had this little car or aeroplane when I was a kid. Pretty sure I do, somewhere in one of my boxes anyway. Really cool little car. Surprised to find it at the shop, actually, to be honest, because you don't find this stuff at the shop. But in one of my previous videos, I showed a couple of cars I had got from the reject shop were this old. So, a bit unusual why they get them, but hey, still, I'll take a couple if you had the old 90s cars, because that's the ones I grew up with. The old Dogfighter. Dad will probably say we've already got it in the collection carded, because he seems to have a really good memory with his old Hot Wheels from when I was a kid. I think he knew every single car we got from when I was a kid, so that's still pretty cool. Show you the back. Always love those little collector's tips. So it's still pretty cool. Not a bad little car or aeroplane. Very unusual, but hey, Hot Wheels come up with some of the most wackiest designs sometimes. Really cool. Love the old 90s stuff. Now we get to the little cars and big cars I found at the Diecast Collector Shop around here in Australia. Sort of on the outskirts of Brisbane. If you're familiar with the capital cities of Australia, Brisbane is, I think, the capital of Queensland. Gee, I should know, I live here. So it was pretty much, I think, an hour and a half train ride for me from where I live to this shop. But I love the train ride. Love watching all the world pass by when you're on the train. Love seeing like all sorts of different things when you're on the train. Well, I love catching trains to begin with. I know it's probably a bit silly to say, but anyway, you always see lots of cool things when you're on the train. You always see old cars, always see the freight trains go by. I love all that. I absolutely love stuff with an engine pretty much, but we'll get off that subject and get back to the cars. Found some pretty cool Tomicas, the old Porsche Martini Can-Am car. You know I love my Can-Am stuff, everyone. I keep jabbering on about it. I think it's a 956 or turbo. Really cool. Made in Japan. You know she's pretty old if she's still got made in Japan on her. Really cool. Typical Martini colours. The old white with the red and blue. Very cool indeed. Glad to have found that. Got another one of these Chevy emergency vans. I came home and I thought, I think I've got that already. Had a look at my little Tomica box. What do you know? I have one already. I don't know how I lose my memory with some of my cars sometimes. I go, oh, that's pretty cool. I don't have one of them, I don't think. I buy it, come home, look through one of my boxes. I got one in the collection, but the font on the top one looks a bit thinner, if that makes sense, to the one on the bottom. Look at the Made in Japan. It looks like it's a pretty thick font. Then you look at the one there. It looks sort of different to me. I know that you're probably going, there's no variation there, Josh. You must be silly, but it sort of looks like it to me. But anyway, it's still pretty cool to find these old Tomicas. You don't usually find too much in the way of old Tomicas. Well, you sort of do, but like you usually come across ones like you're not interested in sometimes, but it's still pretty cool to find them in, nevertheless. That one's in absolute mint condition, so that's pretty cool. She's a bit of a beater, that one, but hey, I'll still have them. Got another one of these flip-out cars from the 90s. Remember this series greatly from when I was a kid. Had a couple when I was a kid as well. Still do to this day. Got a very cool little convertible here. And when someone annoys you on the highway, you flip it around, you turn into a tank and blow the crap out of them. Very cool indeed. Just kidding about the violence on the highway as well. Drive safely, everyone. That's a safety message brought to you by Josh the Collector Guy. Now we'll get to the old Matchbox connectables. Had to think of the name there for a second. You know the story about these cars, everyone. You connect a whole heap of bits together to make one heck of a Nomad or one heck of a car. Found a very cool Nomad though, if I can get it back together. Well, actually had this series when I was a kid as well. Had a few. They're still in a plastic bag in one of my boxes under my bed. As you know, I found a couple of these as well in a few previous videos. Love these cars. Very cool. Very tough little Nomad as well. She looks like a drag car. The old big fats there at the front. Not too skinny wheels at the front though, but very cool indeed. Love the old Nomads, as everyone always hears me say. Now we get to another one of my most favourite things, NASCAR and Chevrolets. And one of my favourite drivers, Kevin Harvick as well. The old GM Goodwrench Service Chevy Monte Carlo. Got it with old Tassie on the front there. Changing the tyres. Very cool indeed. Got the old little Chev engine in there. And very cool. I reckon I got a pretty good deal on one of these. Like, NASCAR's not really strong over here in Australia. There's a few people who like it. But still pretty cool to find this sort of stuff though. I know if there's a driver I like, I always try and buy it off the person and that. So very cool, very well detailed, these old action racing collectibles cars. Got a few coming off eBay as well, so keep an eye out for them in future vids of mine. Have a look underneath real quick. Very cool. Love the old GM Goodwrench cars, especially Mr. Dale Earnhardt's ones. Rest in peace, Mr. Earnhardt. You know I'm a big fan of his. Now we'll get to the Redline for the week, the old Custom El Dorado. So I sort of found a bit of a variation between these two. Have a look under the base of this one. You'll notice the bit on the casting. There's a hole straight through on this one, whereas this, the hole's sealed. I know that's probably one of the most silliest variations for a Hot Wheel, but I thought it was pretty cool because the old paint looks a bit different compared to that one. This looks a bit more brighter compared to this one. Compared to this one, sorry. This one looks a bit more darker, but still pretty cool. I know when I bought it, I thought, oh cool, I want it. Then I thought, don't I have one of these cars already? And what do you know, I discovered I did. But I'm glad I found that tiny little bit of a variation. As you can see, the bonnet on this one's more toned than this one. So yeah. Very cool though. You know I love my Redlines, everyone. Any condition I love finding them. Like the mintest condition right up to the most beaten up condition. It's just so cool to find these old cars. So cool indeed. Well, that's pretty much it for this week, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and I forgot to say, the NASCAR's on as well, so I better hurry up back to that. Go Chevrolet in the NASCAR. Go Dale Jr. and all the other Chevy drivers. So that's enough of my rambling for this week, everyone. Hope you enjoyed, nevertheless, everyone. Really hope you have a good week this week. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I'll probably say it next week anyway. So, thanks for tuning in to all the subscribers, passers-by or whatever. Really do appreciate it, guys and girls. Really appreciate your comments, your likes, whatever you do in the vid. Always like hearing from the usual guys and girls who comment on my vids. Thanks very much, everyone. Really do appreciate the support. Thank you very much. Well, that's enough of my jabbering for this week, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed, and remember everyone, happy hunting, keep the hobby strong. See you later everyone. Have an awesome week.